England World Cup winner, Manchester United great, Sir Bobby Charlton, described as a giant of the game, has sadly passed away. Dino, how are you, buddy? On this occasion, Manchester United played this morning. We got the winner in the end by Dalot, but more importantly, Sir Bobby has passed, and he is a giant of the game, and it's another sad occasion for a Manchester United great and the last of the Munich players to pass away.
Yeah, it's a bit of a somber morning this morning. The match for me was at 5 a.m. this morning, so you sort of wake up at about 4:30 to see that that's happened, and you just think of these people who are going to live on forever. And he was 86. He suffered with dementia and stuff like that, but you just never thought that they would go. You know what I mean? And it's a sad day for the football club, and the players finding out, a few hours before the match, and that couldn't have been easy for them. And the most important thing today was the 3 points, and they did that. And hopefully this can sort of kickstart our season a little bit. Play with a bit of emotion and stuff like that, and turn a tragic day into a bit of a positive. And it was not the best game this morning, but they did what they did, and we got 3 points.
Yeah, look, mate. I'm fortunate enough. I always speak about it. I'm 10 years older than you, so I was lucky enough that my uncle, who got me into Manchester United, he always used to talk about Dennis Law, George Best, Sir Bobby Charlton all the time. And I was talking to you just before we came on about a photo I found of my Uncle Bill with Sir Bobby Charlton when our supporters club, I think it was in 1996, it might have been, or 97, where they went on a tour over to England to watch United play, and he caught up with Sir Bobby. I used to hear all these great stories about the great man, and I know growing up through the 80s and stuff like that, we never used to see a lot of the games here. But when we started getting, pay TV and everything here through the late 90s and everything like that, I always used to look out for these great men sitting in the grandstands. And I loved seeing Sir Bobby Charlton up in the stands, and you see Dennis Law in there. And, on the occasion, you might see George Best there. And, it's a sad day. I've had a few phone calls about it through people actually I didn't expect, and rang me up, and one's an Arsenal supporter, one's a Liverpool supporter. The man had great respect right through the whole footballing community, no matter where he was, right around the world. So that's the kind of human he was.
Yeah, as you say, I think the commentator said this morning that he's only one of 19 players to win the World Cup, the Ballon d'Or, and Champions League. So, not even Ronaldo's done that. So, it's an amazing player. And, it's not just the Manchester United thing, it's the whole of football, really. Big respect to the Sheffield fans today. The minute applause and stuff like that was magnificent. And, it's a sad day for football in general, not just United. And, as you say, in the 80s, you sort of, you look out for these sort of things. And, he was lucky enough to actually come to New South Wales, where you're from, and played for a local team called Blacktown, listening to those stories of like older members from the supporters club, and that, it's crazy. And one of them was fortunate enough to actually be alongside him there.
That was incredible.
He shared me his program this morning, and his signature and stuff like that, and just the memories that he lives with, of doing that is amazing. And I wasn't even born then, so the hype around the hype around Sir Bobby even back in 1980 would have been massive. And I know a lot of professionals in those sort of days went to America, and the early 90s went to America and stuff like that. So it would have been a great feat to have Sir Bobby in Blacktown, of all places. For people that don't know where Blacktown is, it's Western Sydney. It's not the beautiful side of Sydney beaches and stuff like that.
I've been out to Blacktown City, out to their stadium, and it's a really, really nice stadium out there now. So I don't know what it was like back in the day, but Bobby's been out here on maybe 2 or 3 occasions. He was out here for the just after they won the Champions League, the European Cup. He was out here traveling around with the team. I think he may have come out here a bit later as well. In the early 80s, he came out here, and then you're saying he played for Blacktown City. So, mate, absolutely remarkable. So it was good to have the great man on our shores. And, you know, I'll go through what he's won because you touched on it. And, you know, he's a World Cup winner. He's won 3 First Division titles, 1 FA Cup, 1 European Cup, Footballer of the Year, 1965, 66. World Cup Golden Ball winner in 1966, Ballon d'Or winner 1966, and he was knighted in 1994. He played 758 matches for Manchester United, scored 249 goals. Absolutely amazing. Played 106 games for England and 49 goals for, 106 matches for England and 49 goals. So the guy's clocked over in his career nearly 300 goals. So, you know, it's unbelievable.
And that's all after surviving the Munich air disaster.
That's correct.
The emotional toll and that would have had on individuals, but especially in those days, like you didn't have support systems around places and stuff like that. And, you know, that itself just to play again and, you know, get to the levels that he did and must be, you know, amazing. And, you know, I'm sure while he was playing, he wasn't just playing for himself, he was playing for all those people as well. So, you know, it is a sad day, as you know, you said before, the last remaining survivor. So yeah, it's
well, it was well, yeah. Well, it was well documented that the first game back for United, when Harry Gregg pulled him out of the plane, didn't he? And you know, and then Sir Bobby really struggled to come back into that football arena at the start. And Harry Gregg, you know, worked with him to get him back on the pitch and stuff like that. So, you know, to Bobby's credit, and he's an amazing man, amazing man. If I wish I met him, and mate, and I used to, you know what, I used to sit in here sometimes and I look at photos from other people that I met Sir Bobby, and I often think to myself, that would be just so cool to meet a man like that, you know. And you hear stories about, we would never have seen a David Beckham if he never won the Sir Bobby Charlton Academy and things like that, you know. So he really was a stalwart of Manchester United. And, you know, I was looking at Tom and Larry's podcast today, and Larry did say something today about Sir Bobby. Sometimes, you know, we always talk about players thinking they're bigger than the club, and, you know, Sir Bobby Charlton, if he wasn't bigger than the club, he certainly was pretty bloody close, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, you know, people that were fortunate enough to meet him and be around him and stuff like that, always, you know, not one negative word, said how nice he was and open to conversations with people and stuff like that. And for something like that, and just put in perspective, like England hasn't won a Football World Cup since that. So,
that's right.
You know, it's an amazing man. And, yeah, thoughts and prayers go out to his family and all that. So in this tough time, and you know, let's hope Manchester United can sort of turn a bad situation into a good one and gel as a club, and you know, because there's lots of issues at the moment on and off the pitch. So get together and yeah, make a good run of it.
Look, we're big historians and we love the history of Manchester United, and look, so we do struggle a lot with the way the club is at the moment, but on this somber occasion, it's amazing. This man is amazing, and you know, we'll leave it at that, and then we'll move into the game. So, you know, Dino, this morning the game, Manchester United, they won 2-1. Dalot got the goal late in the game. You know, I thought United struggled in the first half, really bad. I thought they struggled really bad. They couldn't get hold of the ball again, and you know, I thought it was going to be one of those games again until McTominay stepped up and put one away. Whether it was deserving or not, you know, McTominay's been on a bit of a roll for Scotland and scoring a lot of goals, and he scored in our last game as well. You know, I heard a stat today about our front line. I think they've only scored 1 goal this Premier League campaign. You know,
hours.
Sorry?
In 22 hours of playing.
Yeah, in 22 hours of playing, yeah. Look, at the end of the day, I thought getting the 3 points is all that mattered because of Sir Bobby. You know, the performance is really irrelevant to the occasion, but, you know, we're going to try and break it down. Give us your thoughts, Dino. You were frustrated through the game. So give us your thoughts.
Yeah, well, as our early morning chats go and our group chats, I was actually surprised that Hannibal didn't get a shot, and I know I said, for Scott McTominay and all that, but other reasons around that, I just think Scott's had his time at the club, and Hannibal, I don't think, has done anything wrong when he's been playing. So that was a bit of a shock. I also thought maybe Reguilon would come back into left back, but obviously he's still not quite fit enough. So yeah, even with that one, I don't understand why Dalot doesn't play on the left and Victor play on the right, because if Wan-Bissaka is fit, Dalot plays on the left. So even that confuses me a little bit. But yeah, I just thought we would go into that match, control the game. I know it wouldn't be easy because nothing's been easy this year, but I honestly thought we'd get our foot on the ball and, sort of dominate the match, possession, and control the game. But as you said, that first half was probably one of the worst, to be honest.
Yeah.
I know we scored and stuff like that, but even as soon as we scored, it's like, oh, how long until they're going to score? And I think it was about 6 minutes, and just frustrating, Hoyland runs his ass off and he just doesn't get the service that he sort of deserves sometimes, he does good runs. And I think there was one where Rashford put the ball across today and he just missed it, which, that's what you want to see and all that. But
yeah,
man, Anthony, come on. Come on. What's Palestri done wrong, it's just, we buy a centre forward, he's good at crosses, again on the end of, we want people crossing the ball in and stuff like that. And, I know Rashford isn't on fire at the moment and stuff like that. And it's not really his style of play to, whip a ball in because, they all play on the opposite side of actually, their proper foot and stuff like that. But I think when you have a player like Hoyland, that's what you want is, balls getting whipped in. And obviously we miss Luke Shaw doing that and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But Anthony just, yeah, he has a work rate, but it's just to get the ball, knock it back. It's, I don't know, man. It's a lot of money for a player that isn't.
I actually thought with Rashford today, I actually thought he was trying to find the player. I think maybe on once or twice he tried to go himself, but then I actually thought he was actually looking to get the ball across. He's attempting to link up with Hoyland as well. I think there was one occasion there he linked up with him, and I think he was expecting the ball back. But I want a greedy striker, so I'm happy for him to take the shot. I don't think Rashford was really in a better position than him actually taking the shot or whatever. But yeah, look, I think they're trying to work together and stuff like that. From the back line, I actually thought Harry Maguire played well. I thought Johnny Evans again played well again. So, they're starting to build maybe a little bit of a partnership, these two. So, yeah, it's not the partnership we want, I understand. But, it's good to see Harry starting to play well. Johnny's got a lot of experience as well. So, we've got to take what we've got at the moment. The first half, I just thought we're getting running through the midfield again. And, it was just so frustrating to watch that. It's the control of the game. It was a bit of ball turnover as well. You can go on about the same stuff all the time. But, McTominay took his goal well, and then there was the handball. It's just the kind of luck that United plays with at the moment.
You said, I agree. Harry Maguire's probably had the best 3 games for United in the past 3 matches, for a very long time. And fair play to him. And, because he's got that calming influence of Johnny Evans next to him and talking him through things and all that. But I actually thought Harry really commanded his opponent today. And, even the was singing his name at the end of the match, and I'm pretty sure he got man of the match as well.
Oh, he did he?
Yeah,
I'm
pretty sure he did.
Yeah, I didn't see. I had to go and do my garden, but did he get man of the match? Oh, very good. Oh, I'm glad
I'm pretty
he did.
sure he did. And, that's what you want to see is like that. But, you say that midfield, Amrabat, I liked him in that deeper role and, commanding the ball and all that. But it's, those centre halves aren't really the sort of centre halves you want to be knocking the ball to your defensive midfielder, you know what I mean? So he was always opening for them and stuff like that. And, it's so frustrating because, Bruno isn't the Bruno of old. I don't know what's happened there. And I don't know if the armband's gotten to him and, he's not the same player and all that. But, Ten Hag went and brought Mason Mount, $60 million player in that midfield. And, I don't think he's fitting in there with, like, it's either him or Bruno, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
as you know, I'm a big fan of Hannibal, so it's a bit of a surprising selection there with, McTominay and Bruno together. I thought it would have been Mount, if not Hannibal. So it's going to be interesting to see if we get our full strength team. Is what is that three midfield going to look like? Because obviously you got Casemiro, Amrabat, and Bruno Fernandes. I'm guessing would be the three, but they don't really bring a lot of energy into that middle. Like Casemiro's a lot older. And Amrabat has his quick stages, but you wouldn't call him like an elusive, quick player. So, and Bruno, I think he does a job. He runs his ass off and all that, but then he loses sort of his head and switches balls left, right, and center, and not always hit the target. So it's going to be interesting to see what Ten Hag does when and if we get our full team back.
Yeah, well, look, we are playing without luck. Like, I know we were talking about shots on target through the game, and we hit the post twice. Bruno's just went over the free kick. Like, in the perfect world, you score those three, we're looking good. We actually put Sheffield United under the pump. We actually pump them through the game. But yeah, I think this whole season so far, it's those little 1%ers that we're just not getting. And look, there was a bit of, I was listening to Ian Wright, and he's saying McTominay's wasn't a handball, yet Ruud Hullet was saying it is handball. To me, it was handball.
Yeah,
to me, it's a handball, 100%.
I was watching
the
that
ball's
as well.
travel. Yeah. I don't know what he's thinking.
He even leaned into it and right.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Back. It was like the Liverpool penalty. Like, it's a clear penalty. Like, and we have our disagreements on the handball rule. And I had no qualms about.
No,
I think everyone was
handball,
there, like,
100%.
going. Everyone, I think, was more in shock in actually how far the ball had travelled, and he still his arm and leaned into it. And you talk about luck in that. I think we used all our luck last year because we finished third in the league, and we didn't really have many injuries except Martinez, that long injury with his ankle. So we're pretty fortunate last year, and it's all come crashing down this season. So it's you can't we beat City next week, and I know it's City, but if we do, we're 3 points behind them. So it's a big match, and picking up these wins here and there is crucial. And obviously we've got an important match with Copenhagen before that, and we definitely need the 3 points against them in the Champions League. So, and obviously Højlund will be playing against I think both his brothers are in the first in the senior squad there, so that will be interesting as well. And I'm guessing there'll be a bit of a tribute to Sir Bobby there as well. So there'll be a lot of motion at the football ground that night. So hopefully the lads can step up and put on a performance that Sir Bobby deserves.
Look, I actually think in the second half we did dominate. I mean, I haven't looked at stats or anything because, like I said, I've been doing stuff all day today. I actually thought we were a lot better in the second half than we were in the first half. I thought we held possession a lot more for no reward. But then I thought when we did score, like Dalot's I've got Alyssa saying hello. Oh, she must be going somewhere. 2 seconds. Yes, Alyssa. Okay. All right. Enjoy, darling. See ya. So Alyssa's off. George's auntie's having a barbecue. It's her birthday.
You didn't get an invite, mate.
I didn't get an invite. It'd be good too. So Alyssa's off. But yeah, so anyway, I actually thought we held the ball really well in the second half, and I thought we were dominant. I thought we're getting in behind without the reward, and but then, like I said, McTominay gets his goal. That was in the first half, and then Dalot steps up. I think was the 70th minute or something like that. I can't remember. It was a cracking goal, absolutely. And I actually didn't think Dalot was playing well, to be honest with you. I thought he was having a pretty poor game. But then he steps up and he's just whipped one top right corner, a bit inside. I know you thought maybe the goalkeeper should have got to it, but I thought you were a bit harsh because it was a very good shot, and credit to him to absolute just hit that and back himself. And I will stand on this podcast, and I thought I will sit here and I will say Onana
I was waiting for
Onana
this.
kept us in the game today. He did. He played a very good game. And this is what I expect out of him. In the penalty, I thought, he really didn't reach as much, but I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say he had a really good game, and he did. He made some really good saves. There was 1-1v1 there where he stood up, he slid in, and it hit him in the chest, went out. He could have stayed on his line if he wanted, but he didn't. He made himself big, made a big save. And there was a couple there where he couldn't see it, got down to his right-hand side. And look, I'm sure he's working hard to improve his game big time, because now he knows the pressure that's at Manchester United. So, no, credit to him, and you can see last night. And look, I don't care what anyone says. Sheffield United may not be the biggest side or anything like that. We've got 3 points. We're working hard. I can see we're trying to work hard as a team. You can see they're celebrating together, and when Dalot scored that goal, look, you even saw in the handball, me and you were talking about it, the handball, how desperate our players look not to cop the handball. They really look desperate, don't they? It's a sad thing to see, really, to think our players are that desperate to get a call going their way when they all can see it was a fucking handball.
Well, it was funny that the only reason I said that their keeper could have done a bit better is because that's what the actual commentator said. So
I heard him say it.
That, so.
No, I did hear that. Yeah. I thought so. Yeah.
But talking about Onana and stuff like that, not even just his saving, even his control of the ball, and he's known for his passing out the back and all that. I think he did quite well today, and as you say, it can only give him confidence. And the Manchester United #1 has to have that confidence in him and stuff like that to bounce back from mistakes, and because we all make them. Obviously, he's been highlighted a lot more because he's a big signing, and he's taken over one of the great goalkeepers at Manchester United, in David De Gea. So he's definitely got a lot of pressure on him in that. But I think did he do his hand he grabbed his hand surely
I don't know what that was all about.
Sure.
I don't know what that, because I am seeing a lot now. A lot of goalkeepers are going down, so managers can get messages out, because a goalkeeper doesn't have to come off if a trainer goes on. So I think that's a bit.
I'm not going to lie. When he did go down, I did have a bit of a hope that we would see that Turkish keeper, because
I did say that. I was bad. I said I hope he's injured, and I never say that.
But I like to see new players play. I think the longer he doesn't play for United, it's not good. So the perfect opportunity was that Carabao Cup round 3 match, and I was surprised that he didn't start that game. So because if the headlines are true and Onana goes in the African Cup of Nations, I don't really want to see him gain his debut then. In the middle of January, where there's games after games after games. So
and he needs to build.
He's got to get shot.
Yeah. Anyway, we've covered enough on the game, because sometimes we can go a bit down on the team. But you know what? 3 points in the bag. They did it for Sir Bobby, and congratulations to him. Oh, actually, I will. You touched on the minute silence, but I thought it was very nice of Bruno. He laid a wreath as well out into the middle of the ground. It was beautifully done as well. Anyway, we're going to move into. We haven't done it for a little while. What's new in the cave? Dino, you're going to go first.
I'm going first, am I? All right.
Yeah.
On the theme of Sir Bobby and his passing, I thought I'd do a bit of Sir Bobby, and this is actually a shoe that I brought out along with Adidas. Ashington's his birthplace, for people that don't know, and this was a 7 series sort of shoe. They released one every year for 7 years when Adidas took over United sponsorship again. So these actually, I've worn these to Old Trafford every match I've been to and stuff like that. So bit of an omen there. I don't wear them day to day sort of thing. They're sort of on my collection, but I wear them to Old Trafford and the away matches as well. So they're a bit dirty and stuff like that, but I'm
sure Sir Bobby would appreciate that.
Yeah, mate. And they remind me of the old coppers, like the black and white.
100%.
And stuff like that, and all leather and that. So you sort of need that in the English weather, the all leather, because trainers over here aren't really made for the wet. So
beautiful.
Yeah, just another thing. I just hope everyone's safe in that in the UK with the major storm and that they've got going on there. So hopefully all the matches get through okay and stuff like that, and everyone traveling to and from the matches are safe.
No, good one, Duno. I love it. Love it. You know, you've got a handy shoe collection there, and Manchester United shoe collectors. You don't collect any other shoes, do you? It's just United ones.
Oh, I do have some Adidas ones around. Used to be
All right.
worse. Used to be worse.
All right. So keep on the Bobby Charlton theme. I've got a couple of things. I've got these just came in this week. So Bobby Charlton, where are we? Get that out of that light out. Rookie cards here both from 1958. I think they are. Yeah, 58. Yeah, both from 1958. And one thing I'm learning about cards as well, like over a few years, they used to make the same card. The 1958 cards all have an inverted back. So the writing on the back is actually upside down. So in my opinion, they're the ones I like because they're the first ones. And so if someone tells you it's a 1958 card and it's not unless it's got an inverted back. But the second one I'm going to show you is a Manchester United versus Newcastle United, round 4 FA Youth Cup Challenge. Manchester United played Newcastle at Old Trafford. They actually won the game 7-1. I'll read the lineup for you. We read it before. It was, where are we? Both teams actually had a Charlton. So in their lineup. So we've got Quinnan, Jones, English, Holland, McGuinness, Beckett, Pearson, Dawson, Charlton, and Fiddler. In this game, Terry Beckett scored 1 goal. Bobby Charlton scored 2. 1 was a penalty. Alex Dawson got 1, and Dennis Fiddler and Wilf McGuinness. And the crowd attendance was 26,282. So Manchester United's really got a great tradition with their youth. And that's the program for Sir Bobby Charlton when he was in the youth team. Or was it 1955-56 season, 28th of January.
Was that his first match?
In the youth team?
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah. Okay.
No, this is round 4. So this is round 4. I've actually been trying to get the Youth Cup final for that season, but they're a little bit exy. So I do have a Sir Bobby Charlton debut program coming hopefully in the next few days. I managed to get one this week before the passing of Sir Bobby. So that one's going to mean a lot. It'll be up beside George Best's program. So anyway, that's what's new in the cave. And Dino, it's been an absolute pleasure catching up with you again because we haven't done one for a few weeks. We sort of go into snooze zone when the internationals are on. So,
mate, I can only deal with you a couple of times a month, because we talk it every day. So
we do. So look, people, please like, share, subscribe. We do our best on here to have a bit of fun. And Dino and we love catching up. I'm going up to Dean's Place in January. I'm thoroughly looking for that. So thank you for being with us. I'll talk to you later. See you later. Check yous.